Hello, I wanted to do a quick story time video on when I got my Chanel boy bag. So I did touch on this in a previous video about this bag, but I thought I would tell the whole story because it's quite funny, even though it makes me seem like I should probably not be so spoiled. But basically, when I lived in London with my boyfriend, we used to go into Chanel quite often, and we used to buy things quite often. And I always liked the boy bag. I always thought it was really cool. I'm going to tilt this up. I feel like it's not a good angle for me. No angle's really that good for me, to be fair. But we always went in, and I was always looking at the classic flat bags and the jewellery and the shoes and the clothes. But he was always really drawn to the boy bag, and he was always like, what do you think of that? And I was always like, oh, it's a really cool bag. And yeah, weirdly, like, I did always really like it. I always think it's a really cool bag. I mean, it is, it's just cool. And yeah, basically, I thought it was cool. The one thing I didn't like about it though was I was never sure about the size. Like, the bigger one I felt looked too big. The smaller one I felt looked a bit busy with all the cross hatching, like all the kind of quilted squares going on. I thought it was quite a lot for quite a small bag. And they were occasionally bringing out in different colours, and I was always a bit like, oh, I quite like that velvet. And then like in the summer, like a bright multicoloured spray painted one came out, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And there was never one that I was like, that is the boy bag, that is the one I need. It was always a bit, oh, I really like that velvet one. Because there was a velvet tartan one that I thought was really cool, and then that obviously went when it was no longer winter. And then there was a spray painted one, which I thought was really cool, but obviously I never got that either. So anyway, like, I always thought it was a really cool bag. My boyfriend loved it. And then basically he turned 40 and he was out for the day. I don't even know where he was, but he basically went out and he was like, I bought myself a present. And I was like, oh, what did you get yourself? And he was like, I bought myself a car. And it was a big, like, Discovery 4x4. Like, it's a big old car. Like, some of my friends used to refer to it as like a drug dealer car because it was so big and ridiculous, especially for like East London and a tiny flat that we lived in. It did look a bit drug dealer. And then to kind of soften the blow, because I was like, oh my god, you bought a new car. Because he had a nice car before, but you know, he decided that he wanted to trade in it for a bigger one. So to kind of soften the blow of me going, oh my god, you spent so much money, because I'm not as much of a spender as he is. Like, I'm a saver and he's a spender. And to kind of soften the blow, he was like, I got you a present. And I was like, oh, what did you get me? And he was like, look. And he gave me the Chanel carry bag. And then I was like, what did you get me? And I was unwrapping it, and I was like, oh my god, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? And then I unwrapped it, and I was like, oh my god, I love it, thank you. And that's when I suddenly realised, you know what? There is all these flashy boy bags out there in velvet and spray painted and, I don't know, pink and all sorts of colours. And I was like, do you know what? The black's great. And the thing I really love about this one is he did really well. It's the chevron quilt, which I really love because it's still got a lot of detail, but it just simplifies it a little bit more. Because if you think of the quilted one that you normally think of with the boy bag, it's got all the lines on this side of two, obviously, and this side here. So there's a lot more going on with it, whereas with this one, I just think it simplifies it that little bit more. And I've always loved the kind of the chevron quilt for the classic flats. I've always loved it, and I don't have anything in the chevron quilt. And I thought, gosh, I've not seen that bag before, but actually I love it, and I'm really happy with it. And he did so well. He got me the antique silver, which is perfect because I've seen it in a few different variations where it's been like black metal, shiny gold metal. Oh god, there was like an oil slick metal that was amazing, and I was totally tempted, but I already had this one and I couldn't afford it. But that was beautiful, to be fair. But yeah, he got it in the antique silver, and I was super happy about that. And yeah, I love it. I just think it's a great bag. It is super easy to wear. It's super easy to style up. It's got this quite cool feel to it, even though everybody's like, oh, I love your bag. Like, you know, it's obviously people are quite like, wow, that's an amazing bag, and it is, but it feels a little less formal than the classic flap. It just feels a little cooler, a little edgier, a little more like just cash, you know, like cool cash. I love it. I think it's a brilliant bag. I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy that he bought himself a car and decided to buy me this. And then I'm very happy that we had to eat noodles for the next year. You know how it is. And yeah, super happy. I don't know if you've seen inside, but it just opens like this. So you pinch the edges and then you lift it up. There is no seams here, just in case you're wondering, and there's not actually, on the classic flap, there's detailing here if you're wanting to kind of look at the detailing, and then there is a serial number on the inside here, like, so if you look, it's got fabric lining, it's got the leather label like stitched on. It's made in Italy, mine, which is perfectly fine. Some of them are made in France, some of them are made in Spain, some of them are made in Italy, and then it's got the serial number on the inside, which of course matches the authenticity card. I'm not going to show you the number because that is how fakes are made. And then on the strap, you can wear it either like this, or you can double it over and wear it like this. And then these little popper details also have C's on, so if you are kind of like wanting to just check. Oh, and then it's got these screws at the back, which are really nice little details. But I love it. I think it's a brilliant bag. If you want to watch my full review of it, feel free. And yes, you might like to see. Don't judge the story. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm always more than happy to answer. If you bother watching, I mean, I have like 5 subscribers, so it's unlikely. And on that note, please do subscribe if you would like to. Thank you very much. Bye.